Hello, my beautiful people. I am back. Oh my goodness. Listen, it's not that I've been away from like creating videos for a while or anything like that. Like that's certainly not the case, but it's just that I haven't been in front of the camera in a while. And so it feels really cool to be back, like, visually speaking. Whenever I'm on camera, I feel like I can see you guys, even though it's just you guys who are able to see me. But for some reason, it just feels that way to me. Okay. So, listen, I got really, really sick last week, and it was hell. It really was. I went to the pharmacy to get a test, a strep test done, because I thought that that's what I had. And the last time I got a strep test done was like 20 something years ago. So I completely forgot how terrible it was. Like when the lady was trying to get the culture, she's like, I'm going to do both tonsils and the back of your throat. I was like, oh my God. Why am I here? I have to go back. I just kept on like gagging every time. And so she's like, listen, I'm sorry, but this is how it has to do. And so I just start freaking out. I'm like crying. I'm like, listen, I have been sick. I can hardly breathe because these tonsils are so inflamed. I'm missing my friend's birthday tonight. I'm supposed to be in London for work. I didn't tell her all this. I'm just thinking like all of these things that are making me so frustrated and tired. Um, and so, I have London for work with Kempire. And then, we were going to finally meet each other after 4 years of being, YouTube friends and online friends and WhatsApp friends and stuff like that. I just had so much going on. This was the worst timing imaginable for me to fall sick. And again, I also hadn't been eating that well because these tonsils were so inflamed. So finally, what happens? I get to take the, what do you call it? The popsicle stick and hold my own tongue down while she takes the swabs, because I'm like, you can't do both for me. I need to do something. At least if I'm holding this, then I'm going to freak out a little less. And so we finally got through it. Oh, it was brutal. Thankfully, it turned out that I didn't have strep, which is a bacterial infection. It was more of a viral infection. And even more thankfully, by the time the night of the show came, like the symptoms had all but cleared up. Thank God, thank God, thank God. I still wasn't feeling 100%, but at least I was not suffering the way that I was before. And that was the most important thing to me. Now, I do want to say to all of you who were able to come to London to watch the show with us, thank you so, so much for coming out, showing out, and supporting us. I know the weather was not the greatest. It was gloomy, it was rainy, but we were still a packed house, and that was incredible to see. And you guys dressed down for the occasion. You looked absolutely beautiful, every single last one of you. There were so many outfits in there that were just like, oh my God, I need that, I need that, I need that in my closet. So many beautiful faces, like just such beautiful energy above all else as well. You guys were a really interactive audience, and it was great to be able to meet those of you who have been watching my channel over the years as well, and to thank you personally, like in real life as well. And it was also cool to meet people who weren't familiar with me and to, get to introduce myself to them as well. The show was super duper incredible. There was Kempire, of course, our big headliner, our king of pop culture. There was also the Lavish Ladies of Your Aunties Could Never podcast, and myself. So I opened the show. The Lavish Ladies, they had a pop culture quiz that was really, fun and entertaining for people, and people were able to win prizes. Then I came back and got to share a little bit more about my life and my journey here in Paris and whatnot. And I also did get to announce that I was finally approved for a multi-year visa, which means that once I have this visa in my hands, which I do not yet, because obviously nothing is simple in France. You have to still jump through hoops just to go claim your visa. Once I have it in my hand, which will be like January, February, I will finally be able to think of myself more so as an immigrant than as an expat, because I did ask that question, because, I asked people in the audience, first of all, if any of them have also moved abroad, like, were they from London originally, or were they from other countries? And so were they from, other countries and whatnot. And so, there were people from everywhere, people from South Africa. There were people from, Dominica. There were people from everywhere. Okay. France. And so we got into the thing, like, do you consider yourself an expat? Do you consider yourself an immigrant? And so it seems like a lot of people consider themselves immigrants more so than expats. And so, I got to explain that, listen, I would love to consider myself an immigrant, but to me, an immigrant is someone who is solidified in their new country. And for me, all these years, over 5 years, I'm constantly feeling on probation, 1 year visa, keep on applying, keep on fighting. I haven't been able to feel that way. But now, soon, when I get it in my hands, I will be able to go, okay, like I full blown did it. I full blown immigrated. And that's going to be the best feeling in the world, especially because shortly after, within a few years of having that new visa, I will be able to apply for French nationality. And that's going to be the ultimate, form of immigration to me, right? To have like a new identity as a French woman. Even just saying it is crazy. Listen, you guys, it's December 11th. We're coming up on 5 years of me living here in France, just packing everything up and moving, because I just wanted to try something new. I wanted to get away from a situation that was just not the healthiest thing. And I wanted to learn a new language. And what happened in the span of 5 years, I learned two new languages and, to fluency, and then many others to like be able to recognize them in the wild and say a couple little things to connect with people from different cultures as well, and this adventure has just been incredible. It's far above and away what I initially thought I would be able to get out of moving abroad. I was telling the people at Kempire's show, my cousins, and I have to laugh about this every time I call the British my cousins, because I asked them, I said, do y'all consider Canadians your cousins? Because, we're part of the same family, we're the Commonwealth family. And it was a resounding no. But it really tickled me. So anyway, I was telling my cousins about it. I was like, oh, wait, what was I telling them? I forgot. I lost my train of thought. But yeah. Anyway, I lost my train of thought there, but I'm sure it was interesting. Maybe I'll finish it in the comment section when I go back and watch this video. Oop. But yeah, I was telling them that, now I remember what I was telling them, that I had initially envisioned myself living only 1 year in Paris to learn French and then to go back to Canada and then work on the Hill, with my newfound bilingualism. And by the Hill, they were like, oh, Capitol Hill? I was like, no, y'all, Parliament Hill. This is Canada, not the US. And the experience here was just so great that I just never saw myself going back. And 1 year turned into 2 years because of COVID. So it is because of COVID even that I had to stay, because I didn't get to really fully enjoy my first year. We were locked up. Second year, pretty much 70% of it, we were locked up as well, with amongst the strictest lockdown rules in the world. So, eventually you build a life, right? You make do with what you have and where you are, and you build a life. And so that's what I did. And that's why I'm still here. And so, yeah, that was kind of interesting to be able to share that and to connect with people in that regard. And then after the show, the following day, Kempire, myself, and his manager, we all went to Brixton to have some lunch. Kempire's Jamaican, his manager is Trini, and I'm Canadian, although I do love Jamaican food. It is my favorite food in the world. And so we had to go to Brixton in order to eat that. We went to a place called Healthy Eats. And it was absolutely incredible. It was let me make sure I get the name right, because I truly want to honor this place, because the service was impeccable and the food was just insanely good. It was the best Jamaican food I have ever eaten in my life. And I'm actually pretty sure that KP and his manager went back. It's called Healthy Eaters. Okay, you guys, and let me give you the exact address as well. I'm pretty sure that they went back the following day, so yesterday, to go have some more, because his manager was like, damn it, why didn't I get more oxtail? Because it was so good. The address is 17 Electric Avenue, London. Okay, so it's in the Brixton area. So good. So yeah, they really wanted to go back to have more because it was that good. They did also manage to eat Indian food, which I'm jealous of, because I wanted to eat Indian food in London as well, because I imagine that that's the best place outside of India to eat Indian food. But unfortunately, I only stayed 2 days in London, really a day and a half. And my first day, I went straight from the airport to sound check, and then straight from sound check back to my hotel to get dressed, shower, ready. And then we did the show all night. When I came back to my hotel room, I was exhausted. They gave me like wine and cheese. Well, I took the cheese, but not the wine. I scurried to my room like a rat and I ate those little cheese cubes. Well, it wasn't cheese cubes. It was just like a full-blown cheese platter. And I fell asleep. That was it. Then the next day it was Jamaican day. And then straight from the restaurant, I went to the airport. So I didn't have the time to really go ahead and do that. But listen, England, London specifically, specifically is only a stone's throw away from me. It was an hour long, not even an hour long flight. It was like a 45-minute flight. So that is definitely a place that I can venture back in the future and go ahead and try Indian food there. Maybe even, hopefully, even go back to that Healthy Eaters place for some great Jamaican food as well. Now, listen, in the spirit of kind of like talking about meeting you guys in person and everything like that, I have to say that I love Kempire's initiative for his tour to go around and meet everybody in real life. I think it's very cool. I think it's very brave. I think it's very ambitious and very exciting. And I am looking forward to seeing and hearing more about his tour stops. I know he's going to be in New York in February. He's got another stop somewhere in January before that, though. And I just hope that he continues on with that. I think it's wonderful. And I've only ever gotten to meet you guys, like, like people who stumble upon me in like in the wild, never like anything organized like that. But it was really cool, just being able to hear what people love, what people want more of, etc. Like in real time. And I definitely thought that was something that was super duper admirable. And I wonder if it's something we can do for our community in a different vein one day as well. Just a little pop up like, hey guys, how y'all doing? Anyway, you guys, thank you so much for being here. You guys have been here since the very beginning, or if you're even a newer viewer who is just joining me now, thank you so much for supporting me over the amount of time that you have been here. Sometimes when I look at my analytics, I get these like milestone announcements. They'll be like, oh, this person's been following you for 8 years. This person's been following you for 5. This person's this. I'm like, oh, this is crazy. Like how? First of all, how has it even been that long that I've been on YouTube? And second of all, just thinking of all the times that maybe this person might have disagreed with an opinion that I might have had, or this or that, and they're still here, just like open to hearing my thoughts on things. I just find that to be so special. And I really am recognizant of how incredible that is. So I definitely do thank you for your love, support, your kindness towards me. And I do want to wish you a happy holiday season in advance, a happy new year in advance. And I want you to stay tuned for all of the good, juicy gossip we're going to get into as the days continue to progress. Okay. Take care, you guys. Thank you so much for watching. And again, if you were there in London to watch the show, thank you again a million times over. It was incredible to be able to meet you in person. Take good care of yourselves, you guys, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.